Good afternoon. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK.
My name is Louise Gordon from Clarity Craft in the UK as well.
Welcome to another episode of Clarity Social TV. I hope everybody's well. We will give it a few moments until our friends find us. I can see we've got some eyes coming in already. The lovely Gracie is in the room over on YouTube, and she'll be there on Facebook as well. So if you have any questions, she's there to help. No doubt some of the lovely design team will probably be tuning in to see what we're getting up to. So hope everybody's well. Rather warm in the studio.
It's a little bit warm.
This afternoon.
Both got our shoes on.
I'm gonna have to start digging out my short sleeve shirts.
Oh,
I think.
yes.
Yeah. We've got the windows open completely.
Tied with a little bit of ribbon.
A little bit of ribbon to
make sure
hold
they stay open.
So hopefully that will help. If it gets a little bit too noisy, then Grace will let me know and we'll close the window. And there is a fan under there. I forgot about the fan under the desk.
Oh, yeah.
Plug that in as well. So there we go. Everybody's coming in. So there's several ways in which you can watch our Clarity Social TV shows. You can either watch via our Facebook page.
Yep.
You can watch via our Clarity Crafts YouTube page. Or if you go to the claritycrafts.com website and you go to the Catch Up and Craft section, you can watch all of our previous episodes as well. Perfect. So there's lots of different ways. Some people don't do Facebook, some people don't do YouTube.
Some people watch it on YouTube but talk on the chat on the Facebook Live, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah. So
that's good.
Yeah, and it's all about sort of the community, isn't it? And
definitely.
Keeping our friends at home company. Oh look, typical.
Aeroplane.
Helicopter.
Helicopter? Oh,
helicopter.
Yeah. Helicopter.
The police are looking for us.
Sorry, we're hiding.
So you had a good session this morning in Groovi Tuesday.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we got started on our new project.
Yeah.
So we've just done the line art, and next week we're going to tackle the grid work from Linda's book.
Perfect. Super. Yeah. And that was using Barbara's Japanese floral tiles collection, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're really nice. So usable, aren't they? Adaptable.
Yeah.
And
they're called sampler plates because I think is there 8 on each of them, isn't there? I think there's 8 designs.
6.
Or is it 6? Is it 6?
6. There's three, and then lots of sentiments underneath.
Absolutely. So if you missed this morning's episode of Groovi Tuesday with Louise, then as I say, you can go back and watch that anytime. Maybe you're new to Groovi. Do we have any new friends in the room today?
That'll be good to know.
Yeah.
Everybody new.
Maybe
we have a lovely
tuning
bunch.
in for the first time.
Lovely bunch of crafters in the chat as well. That will make you feel very welcome.
Absolutely. There we go. Everyone's coming in. I think it's quite warm out there. I wouldn't be surprised if many friends are sort of out enjoying the sunshine.
In the garden.
So what have we got on offer for you today? Well, first of all, I thought we'd do a little bit of housekeeping.
Yes.
How we can order. Now, there's 2 different ways of ordering. Okay. Well, there's 2 ways of ordering: telephone or website. But before we go any further, what we're showcasing this afternoon is all parchment craft, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So on our pergamano.com website, because we own Pergamano,
we do.
So we've got the Clarity Crafts website and we've got the pergamano.com website. And they're 2 separate websites, but on the pergamano.com website, as part of our amazing April offer, there is 30% off absolutely everything over on the pergamano.com website.
That's a big chunk of discount, isn't it?
It is indeed. Yeah. And what I will do during the course of this hour, when I bring up the details of the product that Louise is going to be showcasing, I will give you a comparison of what the price is on the claritycrafts.com website and what it is on the pergamano.com website. Even if you're a club member and you're a Diamond Club member.
Yes.
Okay, because a Diamond Club member would only give you 15% off. So the pergamano.com website is definitely the place to go. Maybe you're looking to top up on some parchment or some Groovi tabs.
It's the large items as well, isn't it? 30% off, like an excellent mat, or
definitely
a bigger chunk that you might not think normally. Like, oh, I'm not sure about that. It's quite a big chunk of money.
Yeah.
It it's quite a big discount to have right now. So
It is indeed.
it's worth getting the bigger items,
yeah,
isn't it?
And if you spend over £50 on the pergamano.com website,
Oh yeah.
you will also get a pack of A5 parchment. So we just bring the details in just so you can see that. So we have our Pergamano party with 30% off and parchment free gift on orders over £50. Now, if you do belong to any of our craft clubs on the Clarity website, those discounts do not apply on the Pergamano website because it's completely separate. There's no way of linking customers through.
No.
So maybe during the course of this hour when you're watching, you may think, oh, I didn't know this existed, or oh, I like the look of this.
Yeah.
Then that might be the place to go.
Definitely,
Okay. So how do we order if we want to order online? So I'm going to bring up some information on the screen for you. So what we're looking at today is the Pergamano multi-needle tools, handy tools and tool guide. Okay. At the top, you have the item number 70486. Now it's the same code on the Clarity website as it is on the Pergamano website.
Oh, well, that's handy.
Okay. So you can just make a note of that product code and then you can have a look where you want to buy it from. Okay. You then have a product image and the product description underneath. Then you have the price. So the RRP for this particular product is £61.93. You have an £11.98 saving, which brings the price down to £49.95. Now, saving wise, what that means is that you are going to get the little concertina instruction guide and one of those tools for free. Okay,
Yes.
so that's the normal sort of saving. You can either order via the website, which is claritycrafts.com, or you can give the office a call on 01732 868 215, and the lovely Sue or Jazz or Pete will be there to take your orders. Okay.
Perfect.
Right. Okay. So, right, message from Grace. Our friends at home are saying they really enjoyed this morning's Groovi show, and Louise is doing a fab job. Totally agree. Really do. It's not easy, is it?
It's not, no. You're thinking about 100 things at once, making sure that it's not too quiet, but also, you know, making sure that you're explaining everything.
Yeah.
And, the cameras and
yeah,
making sure that nobody's looking at a plain bit of parchment and me just talking with my fingers in the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is that learning process. And we're about to embark tomorrow on module 2 of our very first 123 online course. And the first session was absolutely amazing last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, everybody seemed to really enjoy it, which is good because it means that we're on the right track, isn't it?
It does indeed. So I'm sure if you're interested in, even though we've already started the 123 online course, you can go back and you can catch up on last week's module, which was white work, and then you can come in tomorrow, and then the final module is the following Wednesday, and it's always at 1 o'clock live. It's in a lovely sort of inner circle, and when you sign up, you'll get the invite in order for you to part of that inner circle. So if you're interested in that, the item number for that is 60220. Okay, 60220. It's only available on the claritycrafts.com website. There isn't any club discount or any other discounts on there. It is just £60. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe if you want to go onto the Clarity Crafts website, put that item number in, and then you can read all about it. Or just go onto our social media, Facebook, and then you'll see what people are saying about it. Okay, so what I thought we would do, I'm going to bring up the details on the screen because we've had a little bit of a change around in our set here at Clarity Towers. So if I bring up the information here, you can see what this kit consists of are 6 of our Pergamano multi-needle tools. So working across the top, you have our semi-star tool, the wave, the drop, the wing, the butterfly, and the lozenge. And these are what we call multi-needle tools. Together with that, you're also going to get a lovely guide created by Linda Williams.
Yes.
And she's going to, in the little guide, she's going to show you exactly what you can do with that. So I thought what we'd do first, Louise, is if we have a look in detail of the concertina that comes with that kit.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it is a good little booklet, isn't
It
it?
is,
It's packed
yeah.
with lots of information. So if I go to the overhead camera,
There we go.
let's move it up.
We had it all set up, and
know.
then Louise moves it.
moved it. Naughty.
Okay.
Okay, so when you open it up, you've got 3 of the tools here with a little bit of explanation and some information from
I'm
Linda.
just going to bring the details up on the screen. There we go.
There we go. So this one is the wing. So what we would do with this normally is we would take a photocopy, like you do with the handbooks, volume 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You would take a photocopy of this page, and then you would be able to use the multi-needle tools as long as it's exact to size, the photocopier. And then Linda underneath has shown you a sampler of how she has completed the white work.
Right.
So you can practice with this little sampler here, perforate, and then use your white work, and then it will
look like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we go on to the butterfly tool. So again, same thing, a little practice template.
Yeah.
And then just the sampler.
Lovely.
And then we're over to the lozenge.
Okay.
Again, so there's some really lovely little patterns, and what you would really do is you would make a square with a white pencil maybe, and then you would continue the line across.
Because obviously, because you can extend it, can't you?
You can.
Just because we've given you a right angle doesn't mean you can only do a right angle, and Louise will show how you can extend that design.
Because Linda, obviously, she showed you the corners, because corners are probably they are the hardest to do with a multi-needle tool.
Right.
So you still have this where you can just continue it all the way down.
Yeah.
But then you'll always have the corner as well, which really helps.
Right. Okay.
And then we'll turn it. There's a little bit more information about
handbook
volume 1. Yes. And then we turn back onto the other side, and same thing. We have the semi-star.
Yeah.
Which creates a really lovely, lots of different patterns to try. Then we have the wave, with a little bit more of a pattern. And then over here, it also tells you where to emboss and where to perforate. So it's like a little colour guide of where to show you.
Perfect.
And then last but not least, we have the drop.
I like this one.
I know, it's nice. You can create some lovely flowers either by creating the point outwards or the point inwards. So it gives you a completely different look.
Lovely. That's really beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's really handy little size as well. You know, you think 6 tools in there.
Yeah.
There's and that's just your practice, and then you can continue on to other bits and pieces, like other bigger work. So
should we have a look at some artwork from the design team to see how you would put what it looks like if you were to use these tools with your artwork?
Definitely.
So where do we start? Oh, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No.
Let's have a look at. Oh, I like this one. There we go. I'll let you do the cameras.
There we go. So are we going to bring in the...
We're going to bring
Let's bring this in because it's easier to...
There we go. We've established that the overhead doesn't like if there's too much black in the background.
No, there we go.
Okay. And we're going to come in close on this as well.
There we go.
There we go. Just give it
Let me bring in my
minute.
pokey tool.
Okay. So which tool is this one using?
So this looks like it's using the butterfly. So it's back to front. So you've got this bit here. So they've used the tool pointing the work instead of away from the work.
Right. Okay.
So, and this is our lovely plates, isn't it? The Linda's bees.
It is. Yeah, we've got these on the show as well. This is Linda's bees, butterflies, and dragonflies, and we'll have a look at those in a little bit more detail.
Yeah. So that's pretty.
So that's that one. Oh, let's go for this one. There we go. Bring that one in. Okay, and what's this one using?
So again, the same, but let me about there.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. So it's using it this way, but then turning it around and using it this way, but picot cutting the other side.
Oh, of course, and that's how you create all the
excuse
me, all the tiny little bits on the end.
Yes, so that is the inner part, and then back to front, that's the outer part. So same tool, but using it connecting each other.
Nice. Okay, so we've got that one there.
This is
I
lovely.
recognise this tool. This one's
Yes.
easy to recognise.
So we've got the lovely drop, and then we've got the wing on the outside as well. That creates a lovely, bit like the angle tool, but a double angle tool, isn't it? It's
Oh
got
yeah,
double
the little
turret.
double turrets.
Yeah.
This one here, look, mini makes.
Oh yes.
So
Perfect
this
for
is
your
where
mini
the
makes
flowers.
as well. Little samplers, isn't it? Little,
Yeah.
yeah, it's lovely.
Well, should we? Oh, what about this one? There we go.
Well, this is a nice one. Lovely. So we've got the lozenge there. So it used to be called the diamond, I believe, but now it's called the lozenge.
Right.
Yeah. And then we've got I think that's the flower tool there, but that's the droplet. Got the droplet, and then that's nice. A little bit of intricate detail around the outside with the lozenge. One is picot cut, and then one's embossed, so it gives a really beautiful effect all the way around the circle.
Yeah. And then one more on that one.
That's lovely. So it looks like the lozenge is used long ways instead of that way. It's used that way.
I see.
Yeah, so it's a nice little chain detail around the outside. That's really beautiful.
Ah, that's really nice. So it just shows then, doesn't it, how you can, once you do some practicing, how you can take those multi-needle tools and use them for the decoration, can't you?
Yeah, you can. I mean, even if you have like, you can trace out a circle underneath, and then you can create your tool work around the outside. Once you feel comfortable with it angle-wise,
Yes.
you can do it around a circle.
Lovely. Okay, so we've got the details on the screen of the collection from Linda Williams. This is the Linda's Bees, Butterflies and Dragonflies Groovi collection with the II book. So what I thought we'd do, we'd have a look. I'll bring up the details on the screen so you can see the plates. These are so popular. The guys down in the picking department, they're constantly picking these because they're so beautiful from Linda. So the item number for this is 41232. And if you go to the claritycrafts.com website and you click on the Clarity TV button, everything Louise is sharing with us during the course of this hour is available in there. And we've got bundles, as you can see here, but everything is also available individually as well.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we'll bring the II book in. We're going to go there. Hang on, need to take that one away. And
Perfect. So yeah, so this is the II book that comes with that can come with the Linda's Bees, Butterflies and Dragonflies collection. So I mean, look at that, it's beautiful, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Gorgeous. So you get a little bit of introduction.
Yeah.
And then it goes straight into the design cards. We have a few design team members, so it's a collection of all sorts of different plates, but with the 3 plates, but also different design team members here. So this one's from Linda Williams, and the good thing about the iBook is it gives you ingredients, and then it gives you a how-to.
Right.
With a little bit of a close-up on certain things. So, for example, this is how Linda's managed to put the little, because the bees that look like they're coming out, don't they? They're on like a little bit of
spring.
Yeah, like a little spring there. So, so it kind of give you a little how-to on how to do that. So then we go on to another one by Linda Williams, just using a few of the little templates, and then it gives you a close-up there, so you can really see how it's created.
Nice.
Using our designer papers as well. Isn't that nice?
Beautiful.
And then so different, aren't they? Look, you have the and you have
that one.
It's got a pretty little tag with a ribbon.
So these are great. I mean, they're called II books, which are for ideas and inspiration.
Yes.
So maybe you've got some of these plates previously, but you weren't aware of the II book. That is available on its own. If you was interested in the II book, the item number for that is 30625. So on the Clarity website, that would be £10.99. Over on the Pergamano website, it would be £7.69. So even if you were a Diamond Club member, you would be paying £9.34. So really 30% off really does make a difference, doesn't it?
It really does. So yeah, some extra details on there, a different bit of parchment. So it will show you all on here, the how-to on how to do it, which is really good. And then that's lovely. Another one from Linda. No wonder it's lovely.
Linda and Friends on this one. Okay, so you're going to show us exactly what we need to do now, aren't you, Lou?
Yes, I am.
That she can't stop looking at the book.
There. Amazing.
It is. Look at that.
Wow.
Samplers in there. Beautiful
So, yeah,
multi-needle tools.
I know. Lots of designs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okie dokie.
There you go. Take it away, quick.
Take it away. Okay.
Okay, so today I thought we'd focus on the semi-star
Yeah. So
and
we're
the
going to look at
wave.
2 tools this week, aren't we?
2 tools, yes.
Yeah. And then next week we'll have a look at the other 2 tools, and the week after we'll have a look at the final 2 tools as well.
We will. So, shall I bring these up and,
Yeah.
and show our lovely friends at home? These are the samplers that Linda created. So we have them here, which is the semi-star and the wave.
Okay.
So they're really lovely, aren't they? Crazy. So what I did at the weekend, when I had some time,
Yeah.
is I show. Oh, I might need to do it on some black. Take the cream away. There we go. So I created the template. So that is it without any embossing at all. And
Yeah.
then I did the bit with embossing. So the good thing is if you do it once and you do it correctly as it's seen on Linda's, then you can go back and use it as a template.
Right. Okay.
So once you've done it once, say for example, I've got a little bit of parchment here with a white pencil.
Yeah.
So I've done a little box with white pencil on the front. So as long as you have that, I don't really think you can see, but as long as you have it, let me see if I can, the perforating all the way down.
There we go. Coming on that one.
There we go. As long as you can continue the line down, and as long as you follow the line, it will be nice and straight.
Of course.
So, say for example, you have created this pattern once. As long as you go down, you can either go back in with the needle tool, but into the template, or you can go in with a 1 needle fine and just perforate in the template. As long as you don't, go too deep, and then it will ruin the pattern.
Okay.
So that's so I've created that part. So
how do we create that then, Louise?
So let me show you so I have photocopied Linda's page. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to create it on some cheap copy paper. The thinner the better.
Yeah.
So nothing too thick, because you're going to try and get your needles through it.
Okay.
So you don't want it too thick, otherwise the needles will really struggle going through, and you'll blunt them. So also what we'll do as well when we get there is always put a tumble dry sheet underneath the pattern, because when you're perforating into it, then you're lubricating as you go, and you'll find it will go easier into the parchment as you're going down using the tumble dry sheet.
Yeah.
So we have that. So what you would do, so have I forgotten to mention anything? I don't think
No,
so.
you're good.
Cool. So I'll bring in my Pico foam. So I'm just doing it on the hard side of the mat.
Yeah.
And my Pico foam, because I don't want to go too far down.
Okay.
I only want to very finely go into the pattern.
So shallow perforation.
Shallow perforation, that's the one. My head wasn't working. It's that
it's
hay
so
fever.
warm in here.
I know, it's hay fever season. Okay, so I'm going to use the semi-star first. So we'll focus on the semi-star.
Okay.
So we've got a pattern.
Yeah.
We've got our pattern. So we've got our tumble dry sheet underneath.
Yeah.
Like so. And then I've got my box.
Okay, so you just trace it out very lightly with a white pencil, haven't you?
I have, yes, and I've just used one of the Groovi plates to trace a square from. So we've got that. So the main aim is now you need to find out where the white line is compared to the. So once you've got your line up, so I think that's.
I'm going to come in a little closer.
Excellent. I might be able to use the camera as a. I know the line's right up at the top. I don't know whether you can see. If I move it closer, you might be able to see where the white line is there. So there we go. So once I've done that,
Groovi tabs.
get our Groovi tabs in. So you want to stick the pattern down so it does not budge.
Okay.
There we go. So I'm going to be using this pattern.
Yeah.
So this pattern goes from the inside and the outside.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it will make a really lovely, like Linda's used it here, makes a really lovely pattern there. I thought that was a really nice one to try. So what we'll need to do is, I like to just, I don't know whether you can see, I won't.
Don't do it in mid.
Don't do it in front of my, on my fingers.
Let's zoom out a little. Let's be safe on that one.
Be safe, everyone. So I'm just perforating into the tumble dry sheet.
Okay.
Just to lubricate the needles. And we want to use our Groovi guard because it's going to take a while. So I'm going to go down this end first, just because I think it's...
We're coming super close on that.
For me personally, I like to go this way because I can see where I am.
Okay.
I can see where I'm going. So as you can see on these needles, like many of them, I know we've spoken about it before with the semi-square and the semicircle.
Yeah.
They have needles on the outside that are a little bit longer.
Okay.
So that is perfect for when you want to position. So as long as when you do your pattern, as long as you've got the outer needles, the outer two needles where they should be.
Come in on that side one. There we go.
Yeah, that's good. As long as you've got the outer needles where they should be, everything should follow. There we go.
So you can really see the pressure that, because it's multi-needle tools, how the parchment and the paper move. So that's really where the Groovi guard comes into play, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah. I'm just trying to see if you can... There you go.
Let's go overhead.
Overhead.
And we're going to go super zoom. And then that will focus. There we go. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
So you can see right there.
Yeah.
Is where the needle is.
Okay.
So then what we'll want to do is we're going to turn it around. She says.
It's right, Louise, it's only live TV. Don't
I
worry.
know.
Don't worry.
There we go. So then we've turned it around and we've gone the other way.
Okay.
And we've hooked the previous needle into the previous hole
I
of the
see.
first
So you're
one.
going to get that perfect positioning then, aren't you?
Yeah, so that helps us really position. So again, now we're going, this side's easier because I can see this side better.
When do you get your new glasses?
Next week.
Next week.
Yay! Because at home, I would use a magnifying glass. Now, that's something else I really suggest. If you're working with multi-needle tools, is to get magnifying glass. Really does help. So then we're just going along.
Yeah.
And like I say, if you can see your first needle and last needle are in the right place, then the other needles will follow.
Uh-huh.
And just hook it into the...
That's it.
Yeah. And then...
I know when I first tried using multi-needle tools with like a pattern like this, because this was all new to me. But then once I got the hang of it, it's so addictive, isn't it?
It is, yeah, because you're working along a pattern and it is addictive. And once you've got the pattern right, I'm going to come back in on the overhead.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Once you've come in, well, there you go. So then you've got your choice to...
Oh, flaps.
Oh, sorry.
She's hiding it from everybody.
So it's very, very finely perforated. But once you've taken the white line away,
yeah,
then you can emboss and then you'd reperforate. So it's very, very finely done.
Okay.
So then what I would suggest you do is to turn it around, just a pattern and the thing, and work your way towards yourself again. Because it's easier. I think it's easier to work towards you
Yeah.
than away from you.
Okay.
So, shall I go back into the
Yeah. Side camera.
side camera?
There we go.
Can we see?
You can.
We can see. There you go. So you can hear it's very, very lightly perforated. And what you might find as well when you perforate first is you may not quite get the middle needles.
Mm-hmm.
So you can always go back in because your outer needles will find you a bit more and perforate a little bit deeper.
Oh, I see. Yes. I know I've told this story many a time in the past. When we first purchased Pergamano and we took delivery of the multi-needle tools, and I can see it now in my head. And this box turned up, and we was at Barb's studio above the garage at the house.
Oh yeah.
And we opened these tools with, goodness me, what's there?
What
And
are
we would,
these?
well, me, I was just stabbing the parchment, thinking, what do you do with that? It's just making loads of holes, and I couldn't see what it was that you could do with it. And then it wasn't until Linda Williams got involved that it then made perfect sense.
Yeah. So that is the corner. I'm just going to go. So you can go back in. As long as your needles find it, you can go back in and perforate a little bit further down. Because I think what's happened is the outer needles have worked and the inner ones not so much.
Right. Okay.
So as long as you find the previous holes, you can go back into the pattern and just make the inner ones so you can see them a little bit better. There we go. And it's just about following the pattern, really. I mean, it's all there.
And I suppose you can use that pattern, the printed one or the photocopy, you can use that several times, can't you? As long as you stay within the holes.
You can, yes. So there we go. So let me bring in the... There we are.
Oh.
So then you can, once you've gone around your square,
Yeah.
you'd be able to just rub off the white line,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got your pattern. So shall I show you how to extend it, or shall
That'd be perfect.
Yeah? Let me show you how to extend. So the good thing is, once you've got your pattern,
Yeah.
what you just need to do is you just need to move it up so that you find, you can kind of see it when you're eyeballing it.
Ah, there we go. Yes,
Yeah.
that was perfect because you could see
You
the
can
black
see
from the mat coming through.
Yes. So then you know that you are on the right track.
So it's like a Groovi plate, but in paper, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
So then your needle will be able to find, there you go, so it hooks into the previous tool.
Yeah.
And again, as long as your two needles are on the two outer dots of where the pattern is, so you can see where you've perforated as well, because you'll see the pattern better, because the holes will start to look. There we go. So that's just how you just move it down. But also, like I said, you can create that corner pattern, take it away, and then you can use it on your other design pieces.
Mm.
So let me take that away for a minute and bring in a bit of black card, and we'll see. So maybe go up 3. There you go. So a little bit further. There you go. So that's how we've extended it down.
Yeah.
So then once you've done that, move that away. We're getting attacked by Groovi stickers. Let's put them over there.
Where am I going to put these? Your Groovi guards is a good place to store your Groovi tabs.
Yeah, but I couldn't find
it. How true is that? I know several of our friends at home that have been doing Groovi for many, many years have got several Groovi guards. Groovi guards disappear, they vanish.
They do.
It's like the little Groovi gremlins take them and hide them. So when you're looking for them, you can find them.
It's like socks in a washing machine.
Yeah. So maybe you want to get a couple of extra Groovi guards. The item number for a Groovi guard is 40345. Normal price is $3.99. Over on the pergamano.com website, that brings it down to £2.79. And if you're a Diamond Club member, it's $2.54. So it's all about having choices, isn't it?
It is, yes. So now, once we've done that,
Yeah.
what I suggest is you get the eraser.
Okay.
And we're just going to just rub out where we've done so that you can see what I mean when we just going to rub out that little bit. It's a good thing about these little erasers, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
So it doesn't matter if when you're rubbing out, what happens if you squidge the holes? I suppose you can reperforate again, can't you?
Oh, you can, yes. Yeah. It doesn't matter as long as you can see the holes.
Yeah.
And they perforated just a tiny bit. That's a good thing because you'll be able to. It'll be better for you to do the embossing with as fine a hole as possible. Because then when you'll want to emboss quite hard into the, but not too hard where it's going to break the perforation hole.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is going to turn it over so we can feel that the holes are up. So this is the back of the work now.
Yeah.
And so we want to, I'm just going to bring in Linda's pattern a little bit just to show you. So we're focusing on this one. Okay, so I would use number 2 tool.
Yeah.
And so Linda's kind of created like this little bow.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think looks really nice.
Mm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do that.
Lovely.
And this is the amazing thing is once you have these tools, it's so hard because this is just one thing, but there's so many different ways to emboss from just, say, for example, you just had them all one way. There's so many different ways that you could emboss to make it look different every single time. I mean, Linda's just used 4 different ways here, but there's so many more bits and pieces you can do.
Experimental, can't you?
Yeah, that's the good thing about it is that, like you say, you can experiment. Bring it. My head's not in the way, was it?
No.
I'm just going to bring it in and just have a look, see what Linda's done. So she kind of created a little bow.
I'm going to come in closer. I'm going to come super zoom.
Super zoom.
And then we'll just let that come into focus. That will settle. There we go.
There we go. So there's the little bow that Linda's created.
Yeah.
And then I would circle around so it looks like two little bits of mistletoe and a berry.
Okay.
So they just come under one perforation hole and round the corner.
Yeah.
So that's how you would create the corner. So really, all Linda's done is gone in and out, and then just
put some ears on.
Put some ears on, yeah.
That's what they look like.
Oh, see, this is the perfect one to do around Easter.
Yeah, little bunny ears.
And what you really want to do is you want to remember to, before your work, is always make sure that you've perforated, embossed both sides with your tumble dry sheet, and then that will make it easier when you go on the back to emboss. It's going round and round, creating bunny ears. Easter is upon us.
Nearly.
Really.
It's magic, isn't it? We're applying a little bit of pressure with the Groovi number 2 tool, and what that's doing is now sort of highlighting the perforations, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And then the good thing is once you've gone in, once you've embossed, then you would reperforate afterwards, and that's when you really see it take shape. So I'll come up here and show you. I'm going to come up the side here. Bring it a bit
We're coming super close. So Louise is just getting used to the cameras, and then we go.
Where is it?
Let's go super zoom.
Very looking forward to the glasses.
I bet.
Nothing stopping me then.
I think I need to have mine done again. It's been a while.
So that's
lovely, isn't it?
It's
and obviously
pretty,
we're super focused in on this, so
we are, yeah.
When you zoom out, it'll be like the overall effect, won't it?
It will. So what I'll do now, is I'm glad you're here, Paul.
this is quite difficult to do on your own, a show like this, because you're using the multi-needle tool, which is a lot different to tracing out a design and doing white work or colouring. And so we're using the side camera a lot on this one.
It's better with perforating, isn't it?
Yes, it is, because you can see.
So when you've re-perforated, either the fine tool or the bowl tool, you can really see it take shape once I've perforated through. I'll show you on the overhead camera. And it just pops. But what you want to make sure is you'll learn how much pressure to put on, because that's the thing. If you put too much pressure on, because you've weakened the parchment by piercing through it. So what will happen is if you put too much pressure on, it will tear.
Right, okay.
So there we go. So if I go onto the overhead, so there you go. Now you've perforated it, fully perforated it. It really shows up, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
So if I maybe go a bit further out, and there we go.
There you go. Yes, you can definitely see the difference between the perforations, can't you?
Yeah, and that would look really lovely around a design, wouldn't it? You take away the white pencil, and all you'll see, instead of just tracing out with the Groovi plate, if you wanted to use the Groovi plate as a template to do, then you can always Groovi a square on a bit of parchment underneath, and then use that as a trace. But I've just used our pergoliner and a ruler just to create a square using the Groovi plate.
Nice.
So that's the semi-star.
So that's just one, and
that's just one
tiny little bit.
And that's just a tiny little bit. I mean, there's a few different ways of doing it on the card and in the brochure, but once you've got it and you start playing and you have that template, then you can start practicing different techniques, different embossing ways. There's so many different ways. I mean, I did some at the weekend. I did all sorts of things, and I ended up with about 16 or something. I was like, and that's just touching the surface, really.
So what you're doing is you're creating your own sampler, just like Linda's done, and provided in that little booklet for you. So I'll just bring up the details of what we're talking about during this particular hour. So let's have a look at the complete details there. So you've got a set of 6 of our Pergamano multi-needle tools. I've got the book here hidden. So going across the top, you have the semi-star, followed by the wave, and then the droplet. Then coming down underneath the droplet, you then, from right to left now, you have the lozenge, you then have the butterfly, and then finally you have the wing. And the item number for this is 70486, normally £61.93. You have an £11.98 saving, bringing it down to £49.95. However, if you buy that from the pergamano.com website, that brings it down to £43.35. So it means you're saving £18.58. And if your basket goes over £50 on the pergamano.com website, then you'll also get that pack, I'm going to go to that one and I'm going to go to that one. You will also get a pack of A5 parchment worth $9.99 as well.
That's really good.
Now, if you decide that you wish to buy from the claritycrafts.com website, then we also have an amazing April deal as well. That if you spend over £50 from between up until midnight on Thursday, we will send you one of our beautiful 5x7 designer card worth $14.99. And that's after all your discounts have been applied as well. So just various different buying options. If you like those lovely plates from Linda, then we've got the details there on the screen. Item number 41232, Linda's Bees, Butterflies and Dragonflies Groovi Plate Collection with II book. And let me just have a look at my pricing on that. So if you go to the Pergamano website, that brings it down to £28.67,
Wow.
giving you a saving of £12.29. So
It's a big difference, isn't it?
it is a big difference.
Yeah.
30% is definitely a big difference.
It is a big difference.
Indeed. So where am I going now? Let's go on that one. Okay. So we're moving on to the second tool out of the two that we're concentrating on this week.
Yes, I thought we'll go with the wave next.
Okay.
So like before, let me show you. Okay, so like before, I've put the little bit of parchment that we're using. So over here was, we can't see, hold on, where are we? Here we are. Over here was our semi-star.
Yeah.
So now I've just used the other corner I'm just using for the wave to show you.
Okay.
So again, we've got our tumble dry sheet underneath our pattern.
Yeah.
I've photocopied the pattern just like I have with the semi-star. It's just plain cheap copy paper, thin one. And so I've got my wave tool.
Yeah.
Here. So I'm going to, again, like I was doing before, I'm going to actually work this way down because of my eyesight. Big on next week. Got some nice sunglasses with it as well, you know.
Very nice.
I know. There we go. So let me go on to, okay. Yeah, lovely.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so like the first one, you can just position, you can find the way, you can position your outer needle on the first black dot that you see.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of just work out where to position the last dot. And you can see that right there is where you need to perforate. And then we need to use our Groovi guard.
See, that really does, it makes a difference, doesn't it? It really does.
There we go. It really does. And the good thing about the Groovi guard is it keeps your parchment from, because what happens without it, I mean, I can show you, I mean, you probably saw before I used it, is it kind of bends in on itself.
Yes.
It lifts. So it really does make all the difference. And if you're finding even the larger hole, then you've got the little one as well.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, I digress. So again, you find the previous hole of the previous tool.
Yeah.
So you've hooked that in, and then you just position where the last needle hits the last dot of where the tool's going to finish. There we go. And you can see it, you can start to see it take shape.
And obviously the more needles in the tool, obviously it just requires a little bit more pressure when you first start it, isn't it?
Yes. So this one is actually, it goes in a little bit easier than the semi-star, I find. There you go.
And it's all about taking your time as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You don't want to rush. Definitely not. Don't rush the template, because the template will mean that it will make life easier for you down the road. Because if you've completed the template and it's absolutely bang on perfect, then you can use it as a template. So you don't have to keep on looking at the pattern. You can use that as a template to complete it.
Yes.
There we go. So that's one side. And then, am I okay?
Talk to me, that's it.
To me too.
Me to you, to you, to me.
And then what we want to do again is, let me find that hole. Just follow the pattern down again.
See, I just wouldn't know where to start with these tools. So to have this handy little tool guide is perfect, isn't it?
It is, and it's a lot of information in there you're getting for the price, really.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it because of it's just a few examples.
Yeah.
And then once you've done the few examples, then your imagination starts going, and you don't know where to finish.
And you've got your
you just get carried away, you know. I did at the weekend. Like I started off with Linda's pattern, and I thought, oh well, I'll do it this way, and then I'll do it that way, and then I'll have a bit more of a play. And then before you know it, you've got 16 different ways of doing it, and you think, wow, that was just only a couple, just literally just touching the surface. There we go. So let me just sort myself out.
Okay.
There we go. So let me just go onto the overhead just to show you what I've done. So you can see the white line is still there.
Yeah.
And we've used the pattern all around.
I like that pattern. Which one was
nice,
that?
Isn't it? It's the top one. Yeah.
The wave.
The wave, yeah.
Oh.
This is the wave.
I like it just perforated.
I know, it looks a bit like a postage stamp, doesn't it? In a way.
Yeah.
Like the outside of a postage stamp.
Yeah.
Funny enough, when you look at it like this, if you take that away, it looks a bit like the
Pico V.
Pico V, doesn't it?
Yes.
But it just kind of has a few extra ones.
It's got the little curve on it.
Yeah.
Or the little wave on it.
Yeah.
And you can see there, that's exactly what it looks like when it's perforated.
Yeah, because
I mean, with the tool, they couldn't, I'm guessing when they were having the tools manufactured, to have loads of little dots, you really wouldn't see what it was doing if you saw that on the end, would you?
No.
But to have that solid line shows what you're going to end up with.
It does, yes. So now we have created the pattern.
Yeah.
I've taken my Pico foam away, and I've got the soft side of the black mat.
Okay.
So this is our front. So we want to go on to the back to emboss.
Okay.
I'm just going to move it there so you can see it.
Perfect.
Well. So with Linda's, I'm just going to show you what Linda's done here. Linda has just embossed inside of the perforations there. So really lovely embossing that is. Okay, so I'm going to try and use the number 1, I think.
Ooh, yeah. Number 1.
Number 1. But be careful. I'll show you the difference between the number 1 and the number 2, shall I?
Okay.
I'll do number 2 first.
Yeah.
So let me see.
Yeah.
You can see. Right. Here she goes.
Everyone at home's holding their breath. I'm engrossed just watching it on the overhead camera, on the screen in front, because the clarity of it, the detail, it really does show.
Beautiful, isn't it?
And you really want to concentrate on this bit. That's why Louise isn't talking.
There we go. And then I'll try the number 1. So I'm going to just use a tumble dry sheet on my tool.
Okay, everybody's now going to hold their breath. I'm not going to say a word.
It's just about finding the right pressure, because if you can always go back in if you don't put enough pressure, but if you put too much pressure on, it can tear. So you've got to be so careful.
So can I ask, as you get to the end, can you put more pressure on so we can see?
You want me to tear?
I want you to tear at the end.
Oh.
Right.
Oh no, Tom.
Grace said Grace is also holding her breath as well.
So from here you can see up here I've used the number 2.
So it's a softer line, isn't it?
It's a softer line, yes.
But wider as well.
And yeah, slightly thicker, because I've put that pressure on. You can see the number 2 in its true lightness. And I think by the look of that, I mean, I think Linda might have used a lot of pressure, but used the number 2. And then that's the number 1 right there. It's a lot finer, isn't it?
Yeah.
And crisper. We'll forget about this bit. Paul made me do it.
No, I think sometimes
it's important to know, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Just don't put too much pressure on.
Because it is easy done, isn't it?
Yeah, but the good thing is, if you put a little bit of pressure on, you can hide it. Put a butterfly over it.
Put a butterfly over the top. Wow.
There we go.
Okay. I mean, as you said, it's the guide that guides you through what Louise is just showing. And I'm going to give that back to Louise so we can have a look at those 2 particular tools maybe on the overhead.
Oh, yes.
And the little concertina covers all 6 of those tools that we have on the screen. And you've used 2 of them. And next week we're going to look at the other 2, another two.
Yes.
And then the week after, we're going to look at another 2. And when we look at the artwork that the design team created, because obviously you need some beautiful artwork.
You do. You need inspiration,
to decorate, don't you?
Yeah.
And it just happened to be at that particular time, it was Linda's bees, butterflies, and dragonflies. And
they are really lovely plates to work with.
Yeah.
And like you say, they are extremely popular. And they have been since they first came out.
They really, we get several orders a week on this collection. And you think, surely everybody's got them. And then to have that II book as well, I'll just bring the details up on the screen. That II book. Maybe you've got some of Linda's other designs, or maybe you've got general Groovi plates in there and you're looking for some ideas and thinking, what can I do different? That II book, Ideas and Inspiration, is there exactly to do that, isn't it?
I mean, it's not saying that you have to use those particular plates to get that inspiration for the design as well. You've got so many other Groovi plates. It's just a general composition, isn't it? And then you can look from there and go, oh, well, they've used that tool there, and I might use that in the corner as well on my design. So it's just really good to have those ideas and inspiration. We all love to see all the design team work. And to have that book, it's just there for you. You know, you don't have to hunt through loads of photos on Facebook to find something they did like ages ago.
Yeah, definitely.
It's there. So should I?
Go on then. Off we go.
Off we go. Oh, hold on. 2. No. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Okay. So we've got the pattern. That's a semi-star. This is the one we did today. And then with the wave, we just did the outside one. So as you can see as well from this particular element down here, Linda has created an outline.
We're super close on that one.
Super. Yes, so Linda has created a line each way. So there's nothing stopping you from up here creating a line on the outside as well as the inside.
Oh, of course.
And then creating, hold on, I'm getting an idea now. So you would create the line on the outside, and then you can emboss some dots either side, inside, outside, inside, outside. So there's loads of different things. Once you start looking at it, even these elements down here, you think, oh, maybe I could go around each hole and then put a little loop around the top and put a little loop around the bottom. And there's just so many things that you can, once you've got that.
And I suppose once you've just perforated the pattern, then you just play, don't you? Come up with your own configurations.
Yeah, because from here you can see, for example, what I mean is when you've embossed your perforating, say for example, you know, you wanted just a little loop down here and a little loop down here, you know, or a bigger loop.
So you're just sort of circling the perforations, aren't you?
Yeah, or putting little dots either side.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's nice. So you can, it's amazing what you can create. Just, you know, just have a play, you know. And if you wanted to, you could create a line there and emboss in there. So just quickly, so you could emboss within there.
Oh yeah! Wow, goodness me!
Lots of things.
You could go for hours and
you
hours
could
on
go
this,
for
couldn't you?
hours. You
With
could,
just
yeah.
one
With
tool,
one
at a
tool.
time.
You could, yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is a great introduction. And we've got the multi-needle handbooks from Linda Williams as well. There's volume 1 and volume 2,
Yes.
which will all be over on the Pergamano.com website with 30% off. But I think this, just to focus on a couple of tools and see what you can do with it. It's literally just the tip of the iceberg on that.
And it's a tip. It's the tools that you don't normally see as well.
No, that's right.
You know, everybody, a lot of our lovely design team, and you see a lot of the tools online, and they're usually, you know, semicircles. I'm, you know, I do it, the semi-square, the semicircle, the semicircle mini. It's always the same ones because it's your comfort zone. But, you know, I am going to do this, every new tool every time I do a design team.
So this is great because since Louise has come back and joined us here at Clarity, you're coming out of your comfort zone, aren't you?
I am, yes.
So you're looking at, you always went for pinks and purples.
I did.
And now this morning,
orange and blue.
pinks, purples and blue, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so...
I mean, there's a design team card there that's mine that is literally...
I bet I can guess. It's this one, isn't it?
And that is just me in a card.
Okay.
That is this is my comfort zone. The pink, purple, blue. That is me. That is my comfort zone. But yeah, so since that is, I really have come out of my comfort zone using orange and blue. I'm not usually an orange person. I don't wear orange. I don't use it. But you know, it has got me out of my comfort zone, and I've been trying lots of different things since then, and using lots of different tools now as well.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed that and got something out of it. Thank you to the lovely Grace for helping out in the chat all the way from New York. So the rest of this week, so tomorrow, we've got module 2 of our 1, 2, 3 Groovi Parchment Foundation course. So I'm looking forward to that. That's the colouring one, isn't it? Colouring tomorrow. I like colouring. And then Thursday evening at 7 o'clock, we're back in the shack with Barb. Watercolouring beautiful bouquets to go with the lovely bars. And then on Friday, Barb's in the building at the moment, just finalising the brand new 1, 2, 3 landscape course. So Barb will be sharing that with you on Friday at 10 a.m. on Clarity Social TV, whilst I'll be up at Hobby Maker and I'm on at 3 and 4, so a 2-hour show, and then back in again at 7 with some beautiful designs by Tina Cox, some new all-in-one plates.
They look lovely.
So yeah. So I hope you can join us. Enjoy the rest of your week, whatever you're up to. And we look forward to your company again soon. Take care now. Thanks, Lou.
Thank you, Paul.